All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Condone Yourself, where we're here to talk about season 14, episode 12, Moulin Ru. Very excited to talk about this episode. I'm Joe, and we have Kelly.
Hey, everybody.
And we have OT.
What's up, people?
Who was it last week that said they don't like Moulin Rouge?
That was me.
You don't like Moulin Rouge, like at all? You just don't like the movie?
I've never seen it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I've never seen the film, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was more of a Chicago person.
Oh yeah, Chicago is everything.
See, I loved Moulin Rouge, so this whole episode had like such a soft spot in my heart, and they did such a good job. I think
they definitely did a good job, regardless of me not seeing the film. It was fantastic. It actually made me interested in the film. Well, before we get started, I just want to note, Joe, like your skin looks amazing tonight. Like, did you get a facial or what is going on? You are looking particularly handsome today.
Oh, thank you. It's all natural, baby. I just have a ring light.
And then the color of your shirt.
Oh, you have proper lighting. So
I have proper lighting.
How pretty you are.
Get into
it. Okay, well, that's
so. Not much at the beginning, other than right?
No, there was a lot at the beginning.
What happened at the beginning?
All the drama in the workroom.
Oh, that's what I meant. I was gonna jump into them selecting parts, but was there anything in the very beginning?
No, there was really nothing. I mean, Rue's jacket when he walked in the workroom was everything.
Always of note. And Jasmine's novel on the mirror, of course.
Wouldn't have her go out any other way.
Girl, you talk too much when you writing.
Don't your hand hurt?
But I love it. I live for it. I miss Jasmine already. Like Jasmine was everything.
Yeah, she would have been entertaining in the Rusical too.
Oh my gosh, she'd have been really good in the Rusical.
Yeah,
but I actually think everyone was really good in the Rusical, with with a couple of bumps, but I think overall it was fantastic.
But again, like bumps for this season would have been middle of the road other seasons. I just feel like it's been such a strong group.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's been a very few times when someone has actually failed so bad that you're like, oh, this is bad. You know? So they make them choose their own parts just amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And that
begins the drama.
the drama.
Which, you know what? It should. If you're not fighting for a role at this part in the competition, you're not in the competition. So that was good.
Surprise, I disagree with Joe. I think there's a way to do it in a sports person like manner. And therein lies the problem with some of the queens this season. There's zero sportsmanship, right? Sportspersonship. It's really getting to a point, or it's gotten to a point, because it's not getting there. It's gotten there where these queens, they just look bratty, they look selfish, they look conniving, and these are just not good looks, right?
Not all the queens. So I wouldn't say zero. I would say maybe like 32%.
I was just going to say 3 of them. So like 3 of them.
So like which 3?
I'm not a math person.
Daya,
Voldemort, Bosco, and sort of, we saw a little bit of it from Deja and Georges. So if we combine that into one person, right, each of them gets a half. It's leaving a really bad taste in my mouth when they have to do these sort of things. And I get why Ru does it, because it's good TV, right? The drama that it causes is entertaining on some level, but for me, it just reads as bad sportspersonship.
I'd much rather they did what they did last season, where 2 people wanted the role, audition.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that too. I mean, everybody kind of figured theirs out, not after very much back and forth, but Camden's and Bosco's feud back and forth, they very much, both of them wanted to hold their ground, right? And at some point, it's like, well, you got to stalemate, and then you got to figure out a way to make the decision. And I mean, I guess voting was one way. I didn't like that poor Willow got put in the horrible position of having
I thought Willow learned a very valuable lesson. If you don't make a decision, it'll be made for you. So if she just went ahead and just said it and just
then
went
the
on,
decision would have not been hers.
Exactly. It was uncomfortable, and I feel like Lady Camden was harder on herself than she really needed to be. I know she didn't get ultimately the role she wanted, but she fought for that role and she made it known. There's a lot of queens in past seasons that just don't make it known or don't put up any kind of like fight or reasoning behind it. And she gave very valid reasons. And the only reason that the other queens voted for Bosco is because they felt Bosco had less versatility. Yeah. That is not a bad thing at all, Lady Camden, and a contest to be America's Next Drag Superstar.
Right. And I think the big reason she was hard on herself is even her, the somewhat defensive and like approach that she took to try to like win that part is against her like nature anyway. It's just not who she is. And so I think any kind of like conflict like that is tough for her. And so, yeah, I thought it was interesting later in the episode when she kept thinking like, I was a brat. Shouldn't have like gone that far with it or whatever. But I think she would have been amazing as Saltine. And I think she knew that too.
Yeah, I think Lady Camden would have done as well in any of those roles. Absolutely. Her presence is undeniable in acting. Every time she's had to act, she has completely blown us away. And she continues that trend in this setting. I think, the issue for me was, again, the way everything went down. Lady Camden says, let's flip a coin. Bosco goes, no, let's vote on it. How come what you say, Bosco, is more valid than Lady Camden's suggestion? Because she made a suggestion that was egalitarian. Then you turn around and decide, oh, no, that's not good enough. We need to do something else. Yeah, that's not cool. And then everyone sort of fell in line with what Bosco said because Bosco was being sort of a bitch about it.
Right.
So I think a lot of that played into Camden's insecurity because no one really backed Camden up.
Yeah.
Right. Even Angeria. And while we get why Angeria said what she said, well, I completely understood why Angeria picked Bosco, right? Joe, you pointed it out already. Mm-hmm. But if I am Camden, in my feelings in that moment, knowing that I'm fighting for something that I really want, the one thing I want is the person who I'm the closest with in this competition to back me up.
Yeah.
And then when that doesn't happen, that just pulls me further down. Yeah. And I think that's a part of why Camden was so hard on herself because she was really out on a limb.
The surprising thing was that of all the people, Georges was the one to her defense the whole episode. So not only there was she immediately said like Camden should have this part, but then even like on the runway and later pointing out that the way that Bosco's attitude was just rubbed her the wrong way. So that was like actually surprising of all the queens that she kind of was the most taken aback by that whole confrontation and on the side of Camden. I thought that was really interesting. But I think, and you guys both pointed this out too, I think Angeria, Willow, some of the other queens, like they are smart enough to understand that one, we think Camden could do the other part just as well. But then also, and Willow said this, is like, to be honest, I think Bosco would take this harder and be like drag us all down because would get like an attitude probably and be pouty more so, which I think is accurate. So they were kind of trying to be strategic with their picks. And I mean, I guess can't fault them for that.
And here's where I'm a little shocked that Bosco wanted the role of Saltine. And the reason why I'm shocked is Bosco has had 2 off weeks in this competition. Snatch Game and lip sync Lollapalooza SmackDown, right? Here's where, like, are you sure you want to take on another taxing thing when your confidence is a little shaky? Do you want to take that risk? And Bosco is a risky competitor for sure. But this is where, like, you sure you want to put all your eggs in this basket?
I think yes. Because if you read that Saltine character the way I guess they were all reading and she was reading it and the way it was explained to us, it's exactly who Bosco aspires to be.
It's a lip sync musical.
Right. I'm not discounting. I'm not discounting what you're saying, right? On a level, I agree with you, right? But what I'm saying is, again, from 1,000-foot view, if I am looking at this script and I'm looking at the queens in this room and what they've offered, Bosco is the person who gives off that burlesque sort of Moulin Rouge-esque energy. That's the character she has created in her mind, even though it doesn't always come across on the screen to us. But we've seen flashes of that sort of character, right? Even last week in the final lip sync that she finally won against Jasmine, where she goes upside down and does the sexy stripper sort of leg thing, it's very burlesque. And so
that could have been charisma, that could have been unique, that could have been nerve, or that could have been talent.
I just think also Bosco has like an androgynous side to her and a gritty side, which would have played into Mama Z. Like I feel like that could have worked, but it is what it is. They got the roles that they fought for, or that they lost the fight to, right?
Yeah.
I agreed with almost everyone's roles. Obviously, Camden and Bosco a little iffy with, except for I believe Angeria and Georgia should have swapped.
Well, that's the part Angeria wanted.
Yeah, right? I believe they should have swapped. I believed Georges would have killed charisma.
I don't know that Georges would have killed any of those parts.
She would have done better. How about this? Maybe not kill is too strong. I feel like she would have done better with charisma.
I think it would have been the same.
Like it had a lot more soul, and I just feel like Georges wasn't giving it 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kelly. I think we would have saw the same result. I just don't think this is her forte, and it's evident in the fact that she got the role she wanted. She was very excited about it, and the only thing she did extremely well was dance. Yeah. Her lip sync was not tight. She was missing a lot of words. She was missing a lot of the runs. Like it was sloppy. Her lip sync was sloppy. I think it goes back to her being unsure of her ability when it's not just dancing.
Yeah.
She got caught in the acting part of it and forgot that it's still just lip syncing.
Yeah.
And if she would have just continued handling it as if it was a lip sync, she would have done well.
Well, because other than Saltine and Mama Z, there wasn't that much acting.
No.
For the other queens, for charisma, uniqueness,
not really.
Talent.
It was mostly just singing and dancing.
Yeah. So you're right. If it's like just lip sync and have fun with it, this was pointed out several times, is that when the stage is shared, she doesn't do as well. She just doesn't. And
I mean, there's a lot of great queens in this season. Intimidation.
Yeah.
Truth. Yeah. I am completely fine if we move on to the challenge.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So as we kind of pointed out before, I thought this was so fun. I thought this was a great musical. I really thought
one of the best, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely. There was.
I think it is the best to me.
Yeah, and the judges pointed out, that they had to kind of split hairs, but really no one did horrible at all.
It was the little things that made all the difference.
Yeah.
George's missing a couple of words, Deja's terrible runway outfit, right? It was the little things that made the difference.
Well, we're gonna save a little bit of time for that runway look.
There were some challenge misses as well with Deja. But,
yeah. I watched it a second time, and I was trying more so to pay attention to what people were doing in the background to see like how well they were staying in character. And it's not an easy thing to do, I don't think, when you're kind of the spotlight is on Saltine or something else, and you're supposed to just but they all did a really good job. I mean,
They did.
Camden was the best in
By
the back,
far.
like in the foreground, but also when she was in the background, she still was just like never missed facial expression, like a cool movement that like Mama Z would do. But I think that definitely made it more challenging because you have to have your game face on the end, and you have to find ways amongst that crowded stage
to drug the
stand
guy.
out.
I watched it like 3 times. There were like great
I did
parts
too.
throughout the whole musical
Yeah.
that I just thoroughly enjoyed. Every single person had a part that I enjoyed
Yep.
Yes.
in the musical. Was it consistently through? No.
No.
But everyone had a shining moment in the musical, and I thought that was really good, really strong. You know, Angeria was great. I really loved everything Daya did in that musical. Deja, I only liked the part when she had her little rap.
Yep.
That was it.
But it was so strong.
It was so strong.
The rap was so strong it made up for the beginning, because in the beginning she was a little lackluster, but that rap was so strong.
Yeah.
I thought if she had a better outfit, she would have pushed Angeria to the bottom.
It felt like through the musical she was just saving all of her energy for that moment.
Yeah.
You know? And I get it, but she needs to be more present throughout the whole musical. I just love the little things that Camden does when she acts, like her little face and her little scowl, even when she's not talking and when she's turning and she's like, let me just watch her. She'll tell me where to look.
And it was so smart. I mean, I'm sure maybe that was the outfit that they picked for her, but I loved that she had a cane that she could use as an accessory, as like part of like, I'm the conductor of this show, you know. That was incredible. But I think like my favorite number, like if I had to go by a musical number, was Willow's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that was so fun.
It was funny, it was fun.
Perfect role for Willow.
Perfect. And like the facial expressions, the judges pointed this out, is like, it's not easy to do, to be like, pretend to be exhausted but annoyed and also angry and frustrated, like all of those things. And I got it all. I got every single like fun emotion that she was wanting to give, and that was my favorite by far. It was like a perfect role for her. I think someone else, maybe Andrea talked about being the fairy.
Wanted that. Yeah, she also wanted, though she wanted talent or the fairy, and she got neither.
Right. But Willow was meant to be the fairy.
Yeah,
so
that role was definitely for Willow.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like, you have a couple of queens that could have done multiple of those roles and done really well, but there are some queens that needed like a one specific role, or else it would not have worked. So unfortunately, Angeria and Camden, the reason why they went to their second best or third best or no best role is because they are versatile.
Who do we think could have played? So do you think Camden could have done a better job? Like, who do you think?
The thing that bothered me so much about Bosco's performance, and this it annoyed me to no end because it happened multiple times, was the sneezing. I was like, what are you doing?
It was so bad.
So bad.
And that was supposed to be like the most dramatic part. Like, she's sick, you know?
Yeah. But it was dramatically awkward.
It was awful. The people who fought the hardest for the roles were also the people who ended up in the bottom.
Absolutely.
I do wonder who dressed them, if they got to dress themselves or if they were given outfits, because I felt like all of the outfits were amazing. And I also like going back to the whole Camden and Bosco thing. I think if Camden does not end up as the owner, this musical is not as interesting, because Camden is the narrator, right? That's the person who moves the story along. And I just do not see any of those other queens being able to so fluidly, so effortlessly, so beautifully move that story and weave it the way that Camden did.
I think all the queens were going to always be harsher on Bosco because of how like much she fought, and it just wasn't good enough.
I don't even think it was the amount of fighting. I think it was the fact that it was dirty.
Yeah, the way the things, like Camden was talking more of like track record, and Bosco didn't have the track record to talk from. So Bosco talked a little bit dirty about like, oh yeah, well, you're not going to have it. And like, it's just like, why?
And then like to shift to sort of like manipulation. And I'm really glad that Camden called that out and was like, I think it's really unfair for you to present it that way to me, because if that were really how you felt, that's where you could have started. You could have started by going, Camden, at the end of the day, I think you should be Lady Z because I believe you could do that role better than I can. I think this is the only one of these roles that I will excel in. And that's why I want this role. But that's not where you started. You started out in this sort of really mean and vicious sort of way. Then you started sort of attacking her. Then you backed down, and then you went back to like, it was highly, highly manipulative. And it was really unflattering. This is 2 weeks in a row that Bosco has done something that I consider unflattering.
Bosco needs to stop hanging out with Daya.
Yeah, they're just gonna
there
say
it is.
He's getting all this validation from Daya about
he is not your friend.
There it is.
Oh goodness.
No, I wasn't gonna say it.
And I am glad that Michelle clocked her on the eyebrows. I do agree with that for the character of Saltine. Didn't work. It's all about a love story, right? And there just was the acting part of it in terms of what Lady Camden gave us in terms of emoting, what Willow gave us in terms of emoting. Like Bosco just didn't have it. Like I didn't believe in any of what was happening. At all. And
I was not buying it either.
Well, this is the observation I made from Bosco in the lip syncs the previous week and in this challenge. When Bosco is trying to like feel it or like express that she's like feeling it or feeling the love, feeling the emotion, she looks up. Like she goes like this. And when you see other people who are really like into it, like when Willow was lip syncing or when Lady Candace lip syncing or when they're doing the roles, they're like looking or they're like deep into it. Like you can see their full facial expression. And I feel like that is something that, from my brief acting background, that you need to make sure you do so you can invite the audience in. And that's something that she definitely needs to work on, but she just looks up a lot, Leslie Jordan is down there, all the way down there. Right. And the other guy is even down there too. And you're like, oh, what are you doing?
What are you looking at?
Who are you looking at? Little advice. If I were a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
If I were Saltine.
Exactly.
If I were a judge. There were so many moments that Bosco had to draw the audience in where they were just missed. And again, none of it was bad. None of it was bad. It was still really good. Like you said, any of these queens, and if they gave the performances that they gave today in any of the previous musicals, they are safe top.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Which makes sense why a lot of them thought that they had killed it, right? And were really surprised that they were in the bottom, but somebody has to be, you know.
Well, and the other thing too is that keep in mind those other musicals happened earlier in the season. So
so there were far more people.
Yeah, and you definitely had some people. Like if they did this musical with I'm sorry, this is just the first one that came to me. I'm so sorry, Orion. But with Orion's story, it would I love you, Orion, but it wouldn't have worked.
I'm glad you said Orion because the first name that came to my mind was Carrie.
Oh, Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
I mean, I would have watched Carrie as Saltine. She could have just stood there. All eyes would have been on her.
It would have worked.
First of all, can we talk about Carrie's like Instagram?
Oh my god!
Oh goodness gracious!
Oh my god!
Well, if you don't follow Carrie Colby.
Oh my god! Colby. Oh, I'm obsessed. Okay, I
do that on Drag Race.
I don't even like Instagram. I go on every day, check whatever videos she posted, get my life, and then go about my day.
Well, I shared that one where she like opened for J-Lo in that Versace dress.
Yes. Did you see the one where she's dancing outside in the snow? What?
Not yet.
Oh my God.
She is gorgeous, beautiful. I was like, I wanted to see this on Drag Race. And again, RuPaul's Drag Race is not the platform for everybody, but oh my gosh, like that's what I wanted to see. And I'm seeing it on Instagram, so I'm happy.
And like we said when she left, is that she'll be fine. She's gonna be just fine.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So should we take it to the runway? Anything else about
it to the runway?
Yeah. Let's.
I want to see what you guys think. This is my opinion based on just this season of runways. I thought this was one of the worst. The outfits that even the judges liked seemed campy to me, costumey. I don't know, but I just thought some of the looks were lackluster.
I'll have to agree. If we're comparing apples to apples and we're talking about the entire season, yeah, I'll agree. Yeah. Because I thought a lot of the looks were average. And I don't know if it was average because there have been so many iconic moments this season.
Yeah.
Or if it was average because it was average. But now hearing you say that, yeah, maybe I am comparing them to themselves, because I thought Willow's look was average. I thought
wait. Let's go one by one, and then we'll see how many like loves we had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start. Who has the order? I don't remember the
Camden
order.
was first.
Camden was first. I did not love Camden's look. I thought it was good. I wasn't crazy. I bit my tongue. That was the Camden gods. Yeah, I liked Camden's look overall. I didn't love it. I loved it from the waist up. The pants kind of took me out, especially because the stars sort of stopped around the knee, and it just, I don't know, it took me out. However, that makeup was amazing.
She looked gorgeous.
It looked like special effects. It really looked like her face was sparkling and shining like a star. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then Untucked, where you could really see how good it was, it looked like the whole thing was special effects.
I think if that coat goes down into like a dress or something else, the pants were throwing me off too. And I think it was Ross who even pointed, like, from the waist up, it's impeccable, you know? I thought she looked stunning, and I think that's because of like what she did with her makeup, and because I was just looking at her face and like and all of that. So I thought it was good.
Yeah, I would have liked it maybe like a pencil skirt or something like that. But honestly, I don't know if that's Camden's style. It's the top that I had a high response to. The pants, a little less, but I liked it nonetheless.
Yeah.
So who came after Camden? Bosco.
That's right. Yep.
I was on Michelle's team.
Yep.
I'm tired of seeing the corset, panties, bra, just like I'm tired of seeing Georges in the panties and bra. And I'm glad that she also made a very quick quip at Georges about the panties and bra as well.
Michelle, where have you been all season? You're back.
Right. But
after y'all messed up Snatch Game, I'm tired.
Yeah. Or it's like 4 weeks in a row now. We've seen her in the corset, bra, panties thing. And I'm over it. Did she look great? Yes. Was it fantastic? No. It was meh. And I don't know if it was meh because I'm tired of seeing her in a corset, bra, and panties, or if it was meh because the outfit was just meh.
Here's what I think it might be, and why I thought everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people seemed like kind of costumey and crafty, as I think there's a lot of vinyl, like the material. And I think we talked about vinyl this with Camden's Spice Girls look, which was like that fake, whatever that was, velour. I don't know. What was that? It was made out of some material that looked very cheap. And so I think the material that they chose to use for reflectiveness, right, was also just kind of made it look not the best, which I think Bosco is also, if you look at it close, it just kind of looked like cheap vinyl.
I didn't love the category. I didn't love the category.
And maybe
week.
maybe it was just a poor category choice.
Yeah. We tried it, right?
Yeah. Check it off the list, never to return again.
It was okay. Willow.
I did not like this look from Willow. This is the first look from Willow I did not like.
I was really surprised the judges kind of liked it. I was expecting them to be like, oh, this doesn't give me mirrors. It's kind of campy. Then the fireworks and stuff sticking up the back seemed like an afterthought. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't care for the wig. It was swallowing her face. You could barely see her eyes. The green fairy outfit was gorgeous. I wish she would just would have walked out again in that. Like, this is good.
Yeah, I mean, if Georges cannot follow the category, Willow doesn't have to either.
That's right.
I mean, that's Angeria.
Wait.
Shade.
That was shade.
Angeria.
Yeah. The only one that did great in this category for me. Now that I'm thinking about it, I loved it.
I loved most of it.
Oh, I loved it.
There was something about the sheer part that kept bothering me. I can't put my finger on why it was off to me, but I thought the rest of it was gorgeous. That headpiece, oh my God. And, just the way the mirrors draped down and it, gave you a little flare and there was just a touch of a train. Like that was gorgeous.
Hers was my favorite.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. She was by far the best dressed. By far.
For the category.
Yeah.
Yes. Period.
Daya,
yeah.
No.
I didn't like it. Again,
it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I get I get the kiss reference, sure, but it just didn't do anything for me. And again, the materials look kind of like you went into Party City and got a kiss costume. Like
I like the makeup, I like the face, and everything else I did not like at all.
But I liked it more than I liked the next one, which OT come back to us now, which was Deja's. And
I had nothing nice to say about Deja's.
I honestly thought, and I know we give Georges a lot of crap. But I was like, Deja should be in the bottom because of that outfit. I'm sorry. Like,
it was
her performance wasn't so much better than Georges's.
Bad.
Yeah, that they were kind of neck and neck, I would say, based on those critiques and the performances. So, like, if you're going by the runway, Deja 100% should have been in the bottom. That was atrocious. One, it didn't meet the challenge at all. Two, like the judges said, you just draped some weird shiny things over a dress. And you could see even on Untucked, she had taken it off already. Like, she literally just draped something over a dress. Then that weird Archie comics, crown or whatever she was wearing. It was so bad.
Yeah, her taste level is extremely questionable. And I hope after watching,
not at this point, there is no level.
I hope after watching this season, Deja hires a lot of people to do her costuming, because that is almost as bad as the outfit from last week.
Look, I watched the photo review with Raja and Gottmik, and they reviewed the Queen's outfits from last week of the Lollapalooza, and the first one they talked about was Deja, and they just laughed. They just like, they just like, yeah. I mean, that was my reaction. I don't get it. Deja can sew, but I guess just because you can sew,
doesn't mean you can style.
Yeah, it's rough. Like, no,
she should have been in the bottom. It was so bad. Like, the judges should have said
her performance was. I think you said neck and neck with Georges. I don't think her performance was neck and neck with Georges. I think her performance was stronger.
I'm saying even if she did as good as Camden, the judges should have said nothing like that is allowed. Immediate out. Get out. I don't care if you have a golden ticket or not.
Well, here's also the deal. This is really one of the first times that, for this season at least, that the outfit was a part of pushing someone into the bottom.
So and honestly, Angeria probably would have been at the bottom too if Deja's outfit was remotely appropriate.
Yeah, if Deja's outfit was better, Angeria would have been in the bottom.
Right. That was so bad. God, yeah. It was so bad.
When she turned the corner, I was like, just turn him right back around.
Yeah. The judges should have
shade button again.
The judges should have just pivoted in their seat. The judges should have just pivoted in their seat and turned their back on that.
They should have been like, "This is the voice."
Yeah.
Esta la boca.
It should have been, what is it? America's Got Talent. It should have just X.
So last was Georges.
Oh,
I thought she looked incredible.
She looked so good.
She looked good. It looked a little bit like tinsel, but she looked good.
Mm. But it wasn't a bronze panty.
Hair.
That dark, she did black lipstick, the dark hair, that really worked.
The wet dark hair.
Yeah.
And she had like a little rat tail. Like, oh my God, it was everything. It was everything. I loved it. Loved it.
That's the second time. Like, I feel like the other time I really loved Georges' look was when she did like a shorter brown curly wig, not the one from Snatch Game, a different one. And I can't remember when, because she usually does like the long blonde, whatever. But that look was edgy and amazing. And I thought that was I liked it.
Yeah, short hair is her gig. The boots looked right. The outfit fit perfectly. Like, it was just right. Like, Georges nailed it on the runway.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
And she did the assignment.
Yeah.
So bottom two are
we got to talk about the question that we wait for all season.
Yeah, I was gonna back.
I was gonna say we also have to talk about the win, because Camden.
Yeah, Camden won. I mean, yeah.
Let's talk about Camden obviously won. We definitely blew that up. And much deserved, right? Like,
of course,
was phenomenal, killed it 100%.
Even in Deja's dress, Camden would have still won.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think
no, it would have. That's how great Camden did.
Yeah, you're right.
She's a master class in like acting.
Yeah,
from like RuPaul's Drag Race.
It was amazing.
And so she wins, and then Daya is in the top, and Angeria is in the top. Or who am I forgetting? Willow also in the top. So bottom is Deja, Bosco, and
Georges.
And Deja is safe, even though the outfit was the worst thing that I've ever seen.
but before that was determined, they all asked, who do you think should go home?
Yep. And here's my thought on that, which, man, wouldn't you love to be last in line at that point? Because
I just want to say, here is where I give a point to Georges. I give her 10 points. Because when she made that comment, first of all, Georges is like, don't come for me unless I sit for you. Because when Bosco said Georges has been in the bottom so many times, and then Georges is like, when you talk about track record, let's talk about it. Because you were in the bottom 3 times in one episode. I was dead. I fell out. Me and Corey are watching this, and I was running around the house like I don't know what, chicken with the head cut off. I was like, damn, that cut deep.
I was just like, Bosco, you should not have come for Georges. Like,
honey. Okay. Did you see Michelle's face?
She was like,
oh my God, it was everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Georges was already what? OT?
I said it was everything. It was perfect.
I mean, what makes it great too is that Georges was probably going to pick Bosco anyway, right? Yeah. Even before Bosco made her pick. And because everybody else picked her, but also because of how it rubbed her the wrong way in the workroom through that whole back and forth. And then Bosco made the mistake of taking it one step further and making it personal instead of just making the selection like everybody else did, you know. And Georges was not having it.
Georges was not having it. And I loved it.
Yeah.
Because Bosco earned that.
Yeah.
She earned that burn, and she earned every second of everything she said.
And it made it even better because Georges was last, so that was the last word. It was like, and mic drop, let's all leave the stage.
She's like, I picked Bosco. We want to talk about track record. And I was like, damn.
And Kelly, to your point that you were making earlier, it is great being last, right? Because at that point, you can just say what everyone else has said and sort of let it wash over.
Especially if, like in this case, when everybody else had picked the same person. I mean, Georges took a jab, but even if she didn't say anything, it would kind of just be like, well, everybody else had this, so it's not a big deal. I'll just say it.
I'll just say it too.
Yeah.
Well, I will say I love this because no one in the competition could make this comment except for Georges at this moment in time. No one so far has been in the bottom as much as Georges. To take this offense, to make this comment to Bosco, who is the only person in the history of RuPaul's Drag Race to be in the bottom 3 times in one episode and still in the competition. So, like, Georges sees the opportunity. I would question and say, like, maybe this was a scripted moment. Maybe someone fed her this line, but we all know she ain't good at acting. So I was like, this bitch, she did the damn thing, and I'm here for it. Congratulations, read of the season.
Yeah.
And here is what is crazy. That takes such a quick wit. Where was that quick wit in Snatch Game? Right? Because that lets me know that is in you, Georges. If you can do what you just did on that stage, that quick-wittedness is in you. You could have brought that out in Snatch Game.
She's awakening. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
she'll bring it out in the roast.
Yeah, because let me tell you, Michelle's face when Michelle was shook. She was like,
yo,
God damn.
Michelle was shook. Michelle went.
Yeah. Michelle's like, damn, I forgot my tea.
Yeah. Michelle, nobody saw that coming from Georges.
Yeah.
Nobody. Let's talk about this lip sync. I want to call it a battle, but was it? Because I don't think Bosco had a shot.
No.
Like I have seen some great lip syncs in my life. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
She had the words down. She had the ad libs down. She gave us some new dance moves.
The popping and locking.
Yes, it was everything. Like Bosco tried, but honey, Georges was going 100. You were going 40. It wasn't even close.
Okay, so here's my conspiracy theory. Is the people that do, what are they called? Like the ones with the microphones that are like 5 minutes. The set people?
The producers.
Yeah, or I guess the producers or the set people they're like, here's your candy bars really quick, like for when you go back up there, and they gave Bosco
the wrong one,
Georges's, and that's why all the judges look so shook and surprised. Because she opened it up, and the judges genuinely did look pretty surprised, and they should know who had it, right?
No, not necessarily.
It was all random.
Sure.
Yeah, because they all picked it. They all picked it randomly. The only person who got to pick theirs first was Angeria.
Mm-hmm.
But now Bosco has been in the bottom 4 times in 2 episodes.
Nobody keeps going home. We just keep getting
now everyone's going home each week.
What?
Next week they better send 2 people home.
Yeah.
Now it better be Bosco and Georges.
We're gonna be doing this till September.
No, I don't want Bosco to go home. I want Deja. Deja.
But see, Deja, okay.
No, I'm
Deja's
tired of
only
looking.
problem
My
is
eyes,
fashion.
my eyes, OT, my eyes.
Deja's only problem is fashion. Deja has consistently given us entertaining, fun performances. Consistently.
What about Daytona Win?
She was good in Daytona Win. They were all good in Daytona Win. Nobody was even in the bottom for Daytona Win. That's how good they were.
Yeah, no. I didn't. I thought she was boring, lackluster. The only thing that saved her was the farts.
I thought what was wrong. I thought the only thing that was wrong with Daytona Win is that we got to see them screwing up as it was acting. I thought the final edit was funny and fun. Even without the farting, I thought the final edit was still good. Nobody care what you think, Joe.
I'm just saying I'm not entertained with, and these group of girls, Deja is expendable for me. Okay. And preferably I would rather her go before George's.
Anybody that would put on that outfit that she had on in this last episode, look in the mirror and say, "Yep, this is it. I'm gonna walk down the runway in this. This is gonna like hit. It doesn't deserve to be on the show."
Honestly, I'm still pissed about last week.
Yeah, okay. Now, if you just said that to me last week, I'd have been on your team.
And the fact that she didn't even have to lip sync and came out look.
Yeah,
and still you still leave a sour taste in my mouth. And you
I was like, this episode's not even about you.
No.
Yeah, it was.
And yet you were still the worst dressed.
Yep. So okay, I back down.
Gracious. All right, gracious.
Let's get into anything from Untucked. Should we get into the condos and condones?
Let's go condos and condones. Yeah. Untucked was meh.
Condo. Deja, please get a stylist. Help.
Get a stylist.
Please get a stylist. Designer. You can sew the shit if you want to. Hell, it's fine. But just get somebody to design and style that shit, baby.
Yes.
You're too good of a queen to lose on fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. My condo moment was during the Rusical when Saltine did the death sneeze and the camera cut to Lady Camden and the facial expression that she made, it looked like her friend had really died.
I missed that.
It was so real. It was so perfect. And I rewound it and I watched it and I was just like, oh my God, like she captured the entire emotion of death in like a split second on the screen. It was so good. It was so good.
Well, the judges were spot on in that she could be in the Moulin Rouge musical tomorrow. I can do, I already said how much I love Leslie Jordan. I loved also how he was just kind of like not judgy of the queens, mostly just there for fun and like encouragement. But when he said he used to do drag and his drag name was Baby Wipes.
Which is perfect.
Dead.
Because he's so tiny.
I loved that, Baby Wipes. All right, condones.
My condones is very easy. Condone, write a Rusical and make yourself the star and director. Get off the stage. This is not about you. You are not a drag queen. You are to write the Rusical. That's it. We have never had a person who wrote the Rusical on the stage 40% of the time.
I watched this thing 3 times. I do not remember anybody but Leslie Jordan.
He was singing with Saltine.
He was the other love interest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Bosco was not great, so maybe I just kind of blacked all that out.
Where's the shade button? I need my
remember. I mean, this isn't even shade. I do not remember.
Joe, mail us shade buttons. Send us the link.
My condone is I am so more than over Georgia's hating everything. She hates everything. She was like, "Ugh, I never liked musicals. Musicals are dumb." And then at the very beginning, they were like, "What do you think we should have learned from Snatch Game?" And she's like, "I didn't learn shit." And it's like, Georgia, I'm so like, you shouldn't be on this show. And the reason I think that she could be quippy and that like snarky reply that was amazing to Bosco is because like that was her like personality. But other than that, and dancing and singing, just dancing. She doesn't seem to like anything about what is going on in this show. So like maybe the show isn't for you. Like you don't like sewing, you don't like acting, you don't like comedy, you don't like musicals. Like I just don't think
you don't like chaps, you don't like shoulder pads.
Right. And she even said, I just like the Club Ratchet stuff. And it's like, that's fine. But then this is just probably isn't for you.
RuPaul's Drag Race is a place where you have who you are grow and do new things and learn how to adapt. It's not one that you close off.
She just seems so disdainful of all of it. Like, ugh, this is so dumb, and that's not going to help her in any challenges.
I think she's just afraid. Like,
that's what it is.
Like, that's what happens when you live through fear, right? Which is why every time she gets to lip sync, she's excited because that's the only time she's not afraid.
Yeah.
The rest of the show, she's afraid, and because she's not emotionally mature enough to go, I'm afraid I won't be good at this, right?
Yeah.
Like Angeria will say, I'm not sure I'm going to be good at this, but I'm going to give it my best. Georges, on the other hand, lives through that fear or allows the fear to live through her and just goes, this is stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'll be good at it.
I have a theory that the only way George is going to get out is lip syncing against Angeria on a slow song.
Or Lady Camden on a slow song.
Yeah, but given this upcoming challenge, I think it's going to be Angeria and Georges.
I do too. Oh my gosh. I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's going to be Angeria and Georges. Like those are the two people who I don't think are going to excel. We
all know Georges isn't going to excel.
I want to be wrong.
We all know it, but Angeria, I feel like this is probably the moment where she's going to get in her head a little bit. And I think that's going to come to bite her, but it's going to be a slow song, and Georges is going to,
I'm afraid for Camden too, because that shyness, if she doesn't channel that the right way, it's not going to work out. Like she should watch Sasha Velour.
Well, we'll see. I like those predictions are interesting. I'm not sure. I would like to see Angeria do good. I think she has it in her, but
I do too. I think
they all have it in them except for Georges.
Yeah. I think it's in there. I think Deja's going to do well. I think this is a place where Bosco can do really well.
Yeah.
I think it's a place where Voldemort can do really well.
I think Willow's going to win this next challenge.
Yeah, I think Willow is the person to watch. Definitely. Thank you, everybody, once again for joining us on Condone Yourself. Please be sure to tune in again next week where we will discuss episode 27 of RuPaul's Drag Race season 14 because no one is going home. I've lost count of what number we're on at this point. Nonetheless, be sure to follow us on 13, TikTok and Instagram, and feel free to email us. All of them are at Condone Yourself Podcast, and we cannot wait to chop it up with you again next week. See you later.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
C'est toi.
Come through with a man. What's the rap? I only know the beginning.
With the money in the guard belts, let them know we about that cake straight out the gate. We independent women, some mistaken for whores. They're saying, why spend mine
when I can spend yours?
Ow.